Hello friends, welcome to this session. I am Jaymit. Let us learn and grow together. In this session, I am going to demonstrate how to implement authenticated REST API on AWS by using Amazon API Gateway, Amazon Cognito, and AWS Lambda. So in this demonstration, we will have an application stack of Amazon API Gateway, Amazon Cognito, AWS Lambda with Node.js, and once we are done with implementing secure Amazon API Gateway REST API, which we will test in Postman. So let's get started. First of all, I am creating a Lambda function that we will use as a part of API gateway for implementing a REST API. So you can create a Lambda function by searching Lambda from here, or you can choose a Lambda from this compute section. So here we will create one function with the from scratch type, and we are giving this function a name get to do. And for now we are keeping this like create new role for this Lambda execution and all those default setting as it is, and we are creating this basic function, and we are keeping Node.js as a runtime. So once we done with creating this function, we will create a API gateway endpoints and linked with this. So here you can see this is a basic function. We are done with creating basic function. Now we are creating the API gateway endpoints. So here we done with creating a Lambda function. Now let us create the API gateway and endpoint for the REST API. So here we can search API gateway from this search bar, or you can like directly see that from this network section in the we can select the API gateway. And for now we are creating a REST API, REST type API. This API gateway support many different type like WebSocket and all those things. So we are creating a REST API here. For now we are giving like to do API as name to this particular, and we are creating the API gateway. After creating this like API, like after creating this REST type APIs, first of all we are creating resources in that, and say for example we are giving this resource a get to do, and then it will automatically take this default path for this particular API resource. After creating resources, we are creating a method here. So for now let us giving a get method, and so once we create a method, like we are able to link that API gateway method with different options like HTTP, mock, AWS, different other AWS services or VPC link. But for now we are linking that with Lambda function which we already created, that get to do one, and it will ask for a basic like API gateway need a permission to execute Lambda. So on OK it will be default given. So here we implemented a basic API this is API without any authentication. So let us deploy this API. For deployment we are creating one stage, say for example dev, and we are deploying it. So after deployment let us test this API in Postman tool. So Postman is a good tool. There we are able to test our APIs. So let me open a Postman. In here we will test this API endpoint, like how it is working without any authentication. So let me create a in this Postman tool, let me put that endpoints which we already created, and I am trying to execute it. So we can see like this is the default response coming from Lambda by Node.js. and without any authentication it is giving a response. So this API endpoint is working without any authentication. Now we are going to add a authentication by using Amazon Cognito. So let me show that how we can create this, like how we can make this endpoint secure by using Amazon Cognito. So let us go to Cognito. You can search here from this part, or from services you can find this like you can find this Cognito from this security, identity and compliance section. Amazon Cognito is a like providing a good functionality relevant to users pool and identity federation. And this users pool provide a like different functionality relevant to sign up, and many things for web and mobile applications. So it will be auto scale and support a millions of users. So this is a really good one. Let us create a user pool. So that we will use for authenticating a API gateway endpoint. When we are creating a user pool, we need to like click on create user pool, and we need to give here some user pool name. When we are creating user pool, there are many different options available here, like like attributes, like what we are when user will sign up, what will be we are using, like username or email address, and what kind of attribute we required. But for now we are keeping this default one. There are different policy options also available relevant to passwords, like how secure we want to give the password, that we are allowing to end user and all those things. Along with that, we also have an option of like MFA relevant settings. We are able to on off MFA, and also some relevant setting. Here we also have a like message template like changing options, like what we exactly want to send. When we are sending a code and all those things. So this is also this emails goes through as like simple email services. There are other like devices, remember device options, and app client. This app client we will require to create, like so that user pool link with this particular client. So for now, let us give a specific name and create a user pool with the default settings. So for now, I am giving this user pool a name. Say for example, to do API user pool. And I am creating on review default. So these are all default settings I chosen. And here we can see like default it will like take this email as a required attribute, and there are like default policy of password, like these are the default policy of password. So this is the auto apply. And also there are many settings like this attribute related. It will take username as a authentication parameters, and these are the attribute by default email is come, but we are also able to add more attributes and all those things if we require. So for now this is the default things, and we are also able to enable MFA and all those things if required. But for now, like I'm creating this users pool with this default setting, and this app client we will create after that. So we are clicking on create pool. So here we are done with creating a user pool. Now let us these are the like general details which we created user pool with the default settings. Now after creating user pool, we need to create an app client. This app client is necessary. So let me give here app client a name to do API demo app. To do API demo app client app, for say for example to do API demo. And this setting are like different setting relevant to refresh token and access token and all those things. Like after user authentication, these things we are getting secure JWT token. So these settings are relevant to it, but for now we are keeping as it is and creating a application. Okay, so now here we are done with creating a app client for this user pool. Now we are doing setting relevant to app client setting, because what we are exactly going to do is like this user with this Amazon like Amazon Cognito users pool will give us options like whenever user sign up and sign in, after that it will return us a JWT authentication token. So that token we will pass in the API gateway authorization when we are calling that endpoint to make it secure. Okay, so this kind of things we are doing in this user pool as a part of Amazon Cognito. So after done with the user creation, after done with app client creation, now we are doing this app client setting. Okay, so here we need to do this setting. Like first of all, we need to enable this Cognito user pool. So like user able to sign in and sign up, and we can get the token to call the uh, APIs and like API gateway APIs with the authentication token. So these are the different option relevant. Like whenever user sign in and like after the user sign in, like in we have a web or mobile application, right? So whenever user sign in through this Amazon Cognito users pool, after that it will be returned to some URL, or so whenever sign out it will be returned to some URL. So these are the setting relevant to it. So for now, let me give a setting. And here let me give here sign out. For now, like for now this I taken a dummy site like example.com. So the whenever user sign the successful sign in, it will be returned to this particular callback. Okay, and when sign out it will return to this particular callback. And here we are allowing this authentication method like other authorization code grant and this implicit grant. And also as a part of OAuth we need some scope, right? So for now, like I'm giving this all like in the scope, but we will use this email mainly. So after this setting, I am like we also have a hosted UI. Let us come back to this point later. First of all, I am saving these changes. So here we can see like hosted UI, currently we are not able to launch this hosted UI relevant to sign up sign in. So first of all we need to set this domain. So here we are able to use our own domain if we have a proper domain. Otherwise for now, like we are not using any specific domain. We are like we are putting here one some test domain, and we can like for the demonstration purpose we can cross check it how it's working. Okay, so for now, say for example, I am giving here some dummy name, and I am checking the domain availability. This domain is available, so let us save it. So we are done with the domain, like we are done with this domain setup as a part of like in the app integration in the user pool. Now like when we go back to app client setting, here we can see this launch host UI link is now available because we set the domain properly, and we have everything set up. Like we have a setup sign in sign out time, callback URL set, authentication relevant scope, and all those details are set, and also set here domain properly, so we get this link enabled. So when we click on it, it will give us a ready to use sign in sign up page for our application. We can see like it is taking username and password, and there are sign up functionality as well as sign in functionality. So up till now, like we implemented like all the settings relevant to this Cognito. Now let me sign up here. So I'm doing sign up here. in the this particular application, which we like which we created by using Amazon Cognito. So it will ask us a authentication code as per the default setting of the users pool. So I get this code in my email. So I'm putting that code here. Okay, so after putting like once we do sign up, it will send a some code to our email address, and once we confirm, like you can see like after the confirmation, it will come back to callback. So this callback is giving us this particular URL. So this is, you can assume like this is your website URL. After Cognito user pool sign up, it will come onto this callback as we did here, setting dummy setting. So it is coming on this dummy site, but we will have some real callback URL here. Okay, so now say for example, I'm again going back to this API client, and I'm clicking on launch hosted UI. So we are already signed up here, so that is why we are coming here. And now let us try to take a authentication token that we will require to call these Amazon API gateway endpoints. Okay, so whenever how we can get the user pool token. Say for example, we when we have a mobile application or web application. Okay, when so in that, what will be the flow like in web or mobile application? We have Amazon Cognito user pool created, we have a client app created, and we have a callback settings, and all those things are domain also linked with that. So whenever say for example user sign up in the web app, and whenever sign in, it will redirect and to call back and give us a JWT authentication token. And from that token, we need to we will have access token that we will pass in the API gateway authentication. Okay, so first of all, let's get how we can access. Like right for now, I'm launching this hosted UI. I'm already signed in. So here I in this, you can see like here we have a code. So instead of code, I am putting here token. Okay, so when I am putting entering token, and I am again trying to sign in as a my already created account. So here you can see like I get the callback, I get the return response on this particular callback which we sent, and we also have a token in the URL. So let us cross check this detail in the notepad. You can see like this is a very long string. We have this callback your example.com callback, and after that we have a ID token, and also we will have a somewhere like this is access token and other details. So this particular detail we will access token we will use for a authentication purpose when we call the API gateway API, like we have this API currently not secure and open API, and anybody able to call it. Okay, so let us make this API secure, that will authenticate it by using Cognito User Pool JWT token. Okay, so so now already we are done with this Amazon Cognito User Pool client app settings and all those things, and we have a ready setup to get a JWT token. Now let us go back to API gateway and make our API secure. Okay, instead of public endpoint at the moment. So if we can see like so we can go back to our API gateway, and in API gateway we go open the specific APIs and specific methods. Okay, which we want to make a secure through Amazon Cognito authentication token. So here first of all we need to create the authorizers in the API gateway. Okay, so let us go to authorizer, and we need to create a new authorizer. So for now, let me, there are there are multiple types of authorization possible, like through Lambda or Cognito. So in this session, we are covering like how we can do authorization through Cognito. So let me give you a name to do API to do API authorizer. Okay, and I'm selecting Cognito. So here we will have option to select the Cognito user pool, which we already created in the last step. So let me create this, and here we can give some name, like what we will pass in header with this JWT token. So this authorization, say for example, and I am creating it. Okay, so we are done with this creating authorizer. Now we need to link this authorizer with specific endpoint which we want to make a secure. So if we can see like this, get to do's at the moment public APIs, we are not passing anything in header, and it is available publicly without any like authentication process. So now let us make this API. We are doing exact setting like how to make this API authenticated instead of publicly available. So here we need to right now no option available. So let us refresh this page again. So once we refresh, we should have that Cognito options. Okay, let us again goes to like from our resources specific method request, and here in authorization for now none, so that is public API. So now we are selecting here Cognito user pool authorizers, that which we created. Okay, and once we save it, we will have a auth scope. So as a auth scope, for now we are giving email. Okay, so it is auto save like this detail. So now this API is secure, so let us deploy, so we can check this impact on our Postman for this endpoint, like how it will be secure through it need like authentication token and all those things. So let me deploy these changes. So what we did is in like specific this endpoint in resources specific this in endpoint, we make like this secure through authorization. Now let us cross check this API, like for so far it was giving responses directly without any authentication. Now let us call this API again, and you can see here like we are getting unauthorized message, right? Because we this API is calling directly without any authentication detail passed. So now what we need to do is like from authorizer we need to pass this authorization header. Okay, say for example I am passing here something, at it is saying unauthorized. Now what we need to do is we have a web or a mobile app, so we will have a Amazon Cognito user pool app client, and that I like that relevant flow is set up, callback and all those things. So once users sign up and sign in, we will get that JWT token that we need to pass here. Okay, that access token. So let us again go back to this. You can see like we already get this token here. So let us try to pass this access token from this particular string, as I already sign in as a my user account which I created in the Amazon Cognito user pool. So you can see like I am copying this access token, and I am passing this access token in this authorization header. Okay, and I am calling this API. So you can see like we are easily get this response, and our API is now secure through authorization token. If we pass something wrong, it will give us unauthorized access, and if we pass proper authentication token, then it will give us a response. So this way we are able to make the Amazon API gateway uh, endpoints secure through Amazon Cognito. Okay, so in this complete session, if like we can revise again, like first of all we created a one Lambda function, that is get to do with default code of the Node.js, and after that we have created the API gateway endpoint. Okay, so that API gateway endpoint initially was a that API gateway endpoint with like resources and method. That method initially was authorization none, so that was a public available. After that, what we did is we have created a Cognito user pool. like we have created Cognito User Pool with the app client and the app client setting of fallback and this OS0 2.0 authorization flow. And so after this, we what we did is we launched this hosted UI, and we get that authenticate like JWT token uh, with sign up and sign in, and by passing that token in the reference here, like you can see, we get this callback. So here we pass the token after login instead of code in the response type. So we already get that access code, and that we passed in this authorization. Okay, so this way, and also in API gateway, in API gateway, we have created this authorizer, and that we link with that Cognito user pool, and we have resources we have make secure through that Cognito authorization and with this email scope. Okay, so this way we cover like how we can implement a this way we cover like how we can implement authenticated REST API on AWS by using Amazon API Gateway, Amazon Cognito, AWS Lambda, and we tested that secure authenticated REST API, Amazon API Gateway REST API in the Postman, like both the way public available and authenticated through Cognito. Okay, so hope by following this session you are able to implement a secure REST API in the API gateway through Cognito. Keep following this session, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this kind of technical session. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your time.